live stream RPG experience brought to you by Zombie Orpheus Entertainment in partnership with Pinnacle Entertainment Group, makers of the Savage Worlds game system. I'm your host and GM, James Durham, and the Reliables lets you, the audience, influence and change the story as it's happening live with our online store. And I'm here to tell you a little bit about the options available to you in that store is Helen Roundhill. Helen, do you want to tell us a little bit about that store?
Oh my God, would I ever love to.
Yes, you would.
Okay, so we start off with a shout out, which I think is actually super important. You can pay for this thing and the computer will read out your comment. Now this is especially important for me because ever since the Bad Dragon incident, they have put an obstacle between me and chat so that I cannot read what you say and I have to rely on hearing it. So please, by shout-outs, I want to know what you're saying. All right, let's see. A Benny saved is a Benny earned. You can give us bennies. Now, bennies are used to do all kinds of things, like move ourselves on sliders, re-roll dice,
Regain power points.
regain power points, which, again, very important for me, especially if I'm going to foil James's plans. Now, speaking of James, there is always the Jam the Works. Yeah, you know better. You know better, and yet you keep buying these. Oh, we haven't done it yet. Okay, great. So
Jam
we're
the Works,
learning.
more like James
So
the
Jam
Jerk.
the Works is a
Yeah.
Benny for James and his various little characters, all of which are expertly voiced, if a little bit evil. So, win, lose, or draw. For this, we get to choose an extra card on initiative. That's right, card. We don't roll for initiative in this system. We draw a card from a deck. So, if we want to do better than whatever this clown, you can't tell I'm gesturing at James, draws for his attack, we want the advantage of win, lose, or draw. Dance, magic, dance. You know, and I know, and we all know that what you really tune in here for is to see us dance like puppets. That's a possibility. You can do that. You can team up, or you can straight out buy a dance, magic, dance, and we will dance for you. The little meat puppets. Story time. If you want to know about our deep, twisty pasts, you can buy a story time. If you want to know who hurt Bryce so much, and of course, by Bryce, I do, of course, mean...
I'll tell both.
I need this story time. All right. But yes, if you want to find out why Vector Reigns is the way that Vector Reigns is, or for that matter, how John Stone lost all of his pieces that then subsequently got replaced.
Not all of my pieces.
Well, you
He
still
has
have
a
like
foot. Yeah.
he's still got a foot.
Yeah, 1 foot.
Okay.
Got a face.
Yeah. Oh, and a face. So 2 pieces. All right. You can get a story time. If you would like to, like for us in the middle of action to step out of ourselves and talk to you like it's the Big Brother cam, you can do that with, I put down my cheat sheet, a reliable source. When the reliable source is bought, we like step out and we stare directly at you, the viewer, and we tell you exactly what is on our characters' minds in that moment. Let's see, getting an education. I can just skip this one, I think. I can't skip this one. James is shaking his head at me. All right, so getting an education. This gives a bonus or edge. You can see where the name came from, like the edgelordiness of it. You can buy that for James so that it's easier for him to kill us, I guess. Okay, rule of cool. When you buy this, we all at some point in combat get to go screw physics. That was not my first word choice, by the way. Screw was okay. Anyway, we get to do whatever we want, and you, the viewer, get to vote on which one of us wins, and whoever wins gets to do that thing without any penalties. The rest of us, poor souls, have to actually roll for it and hope it works. This is not been my season for this, and last season sure wasn't either. All right, hack attack. Now, A hack attack is like a rule of cool that you guys get to perpetrate. Perpetrate, I feel like, is the right word choice here. Where you all band together and you decide to throw something wacky at us. We've had personified stagecoaches, we have had sentient floods, we have had the spirit of the West, that personal favorite, not gonna lie, mow down half of our adversaries because I was being a lazy tank that day. These are things that you can do. Okay, but like, no edgelords and no jam the works. You and me, bud. We're in this together.
Thank you, Helen.
Mhm.
Thank you. And now that you've seen Helen, how about I actually take a moment and formally introduce the cast of the show to you. We've got Sean Franklin as John Stone, cyborg, badass, hero of the metaverse. It's up to John to lead this team of individuals and turn them into a force for good. It could be John Stone's most challenging mission yet. Bryce Bebop is the daring Vector Reigns, action hero, war veteran, and hollow vid star. Vector is a natural-born leader, stylish, daring, and often absurdly overconfident. Vector believes that, in fact, it is he who should be leading the team. Xander Layden is Paul, an immense rock-like being and last of their kind. Paul is devoted to science and discovery. Driven by insatiable curiosity, Paul joined the team to explore new dimensions and uncover the mysteries of the metaverse. Helen Roundhill is Princess Hedgehog, the last goblin of their dimension. Once royalty admired by all, the princess now only has the crew of the Reliance around them, yet still manages to be the center of attention all the time, just the way they like it.
It's because I'm adorable.
It helps that they're a master of magic.
And adorable.
Together they are the Reliables, making the universe Savage Worlds, the game system that we use on this show. The core rules can be found in this handy little book. You should get yourself a copy, because in Savage Worlds, you can play anything, any kind of setting, any kind of genre, any style of game. And it's all very quick, very fast, and very fun. This game, like most games, uses a dice system for magic. And the higher the die you have, the better you are at the associated skill or attribute. In addition, initiative, which is used in just about every kind of tabletop game, or determining who goes first, is done with a deck of cards in Savage Worlds, with the higher cards going first. A character who draws a joker not only gets a Benny for every person on their side, but gets to go whenever they want, including interrupting an action in progress. Overall, it's fast, furious, fun, and just exactly what they designed it to be. And if you play tabletop RPGs, you should probably check it out. I promise you'll like it. Also in this episode, we will be featuring avatars.
Going in and out right now.
What?
Seems like we're good.
Are we all still present? I still feel like I'm here.
here.
Am I actually here? That's a question.
Probably.
Yeah, that's. Let's not get into those philosophical debates here. But in this episode, we're going to be featuring avatars. Well, sort of. I'll get to that. And what exactly are avatars? Well, they're persons of significance in a dimension who will share their indicated by a slider that you will see on the screen. When the slider is all the way on the P or for pilot, the pilot is in charge. When it's all the way on the A for avatar, the avatar is in charge. And when it's in the middle, a little bit of both are present. Who is in control as game effects aside from simply who is calling the shots? It also determines which character sheet or sheets they have access to. The slider can be moved with bennies, with the system shock, with a personality reorder. In addition, should any player draw a joker for initiative, they can place any other player anywhere they want on the slider.
Havoc.
Yes, that's right. Now, let's get to it. Previously on The Reliables, our heroes underwent an evaluation by Thomas Wells, followed by simulated training under the guidance of Rosie Harvin, aided by the entity known as Tom. At the request of Crash Jackson and the Council, Tom has been attempting to locate Pierce so that the Reliables can bring him into custody in order to regain complete control of their ship before something absolutely terrible happens. The fact that they are trapped on a ship hurtling through time and space with no idea of where or when it will stop has begun to take its toll on the crew. But Tom has found them a lead. A former associate of Pierce, one Jimmy Murphy, younger brother of one of Pierce's old crew, may have recently been in contact with him. Unfortunately, the dimension Murphy is in has no available true avatars, meaning our heroes will have to force their way into other options. This is dangerous both to them and the potential host, particularly the longer that they remain. On the clock, they're going to have to locate Jimmy Murphy and hopefully find out anything they can about where Pierce might be and how to get him back. Knowing the dangers of this kind of mission from his own first-hand experience with half-tars, or non-true avatars, whatever you wish to call them, John Stone is leading the mission personally. On board the Reliance, they're preparing for their mission.
Did you get our report card? Because we did really, really good.
Did you get my requisition forms?
I got a report, yes, I got a report. You passed.
Yeah.
You passed. You passed.
And I feel like we deserve cookies.
Tell me, what was the nature of the operation supposed to be?
Oh, well, okay, so my understanding was that we were supposed to kind of do what we do, and then Rosie was going to tell us that we were amazing, and that's kind of how it went.
We rocked pretty hard.
We did.
Is that a rock person joke?
It has 3 meanings. I will go over them extensively now if you're prepared for this.
Wait for the whistle to go by.
Okay. It's really taking its time, but
It's a long whistle.
I'm in no rush, and neither are any of us. So let's get down into all the levels of this pun that I just made.
Layers.
No one better
The
interrupt
strata.
me. That would be terrible. No one should interrupt me. as
Oh,
I'm-
right, yeah, okay. Okay, so no one's going to, is the thing. Because
Yeah,
we all
I mean-
respect you. That was another part of the mission, is that we all
Yeah, what's up?
respect each other.
So you've pushed so hard to be in charge.
You weren't here for him, so
Very well.
yeah.
So
yeah.
you tell me, what was the nature of the op supposed to be?
Which one?
We did do several.
Yeah.
Right. My understanding was there was supposed to be a bit of stealth involved and a limited loss of life and damage to property.
It could have been much worse. Let's begin with that.
Was that the one with Thomas or the one with Rosie?
I don't think either one of them were what would be. You see? You see that?
You don't need to swear at me.
I was going to say something so bad that I was censored by the universe itself.
Man. So,
Wow, wow, wow.
okay, you were. You are angrier, I think, than you need to be. Okay. Okay, let's take a
So
step
I
back.
guess it's good that there aren't any children here. Are you considered a child? How old are you?
I'm pretty old.
Yeah, but like by rock standards, are you pretty old? Like my understanding is that rock is one of the oldest things around. So
You were
like,
let off easy by Tom. He wanted you to succeed.
We did. We did, right?
We succeeded.
We got the thing back.
Yeah, only a few
What
people
was it?
died.
Like the Atlas Stone?
Oh yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
Titan
No, there was
Force.
the Titan
Yeah, we
Force.
got the Titan Force.
back.
Mission accomplished.
Successful
And
mission.
so why did Rosie have to come in here to whip you into shape?
Because we really messed up that metaverse.
Let's start things off with a hashtag Benny.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See,
Thank you so much.
Already off to a good start, Chet.
So
So
Thomas
we need to
did
do
make
some
some notes. He had some notes. So one of the notes, don't leave our equipment in the metaverse.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Don't kill the current ruler of a country.
Rather essential.
What else was there, guys?
Don't chase children.
That
And
yeah.
definitely don't fling protein onto them.
Yep. So
Which
I mean,
I do just like to point out, I didn't do any of those things. So.
there was a couple missteps, but we handled it afterwards. And then Rosie came through with glowing recommendations.
Yeah,
Was it a
exactly.
glowing recommendation?
I believe
Is that-
so.
Is that what it was?
We rocked so hard.
She gave a very inspiring speech at the end.
She did. I almost cried.
I'm sure you did.
She said one day we could all be class 5s. And I still don't know what that means.
Is that what she said?
That's what I heard.
I see.
And that's what's important.
Of course. Okay.
What did you hear, Fungus?
Whoa, rude.
Not inaccurate though. Well, I heard that a class 5 was a thing, and I heard that we deserved cookies. That was part of it too. I mean, maybe not in so many words, but again, like inspirational speech with crying, like everyone deserves cookies at that point. Or ice cream.
Enough.
What's it?
Rockstar, you're a man of an entity of science. Surely you wouldn't misrepresent facts. So tell me, what happened?
From the top, is there a specific mission you would like the breakdown on?
When did you guys screw up?
Well, I think the one that caused the most consternation was the operation in a, I'm not sure exactly of the time period, perhaps Edwardian, perhaps Victorian, industrial London offshoot, in which we were pretty noticeable. The mission was completed most effectively and quickly, but we were pretty noticeable.
With how much damage to property and loss of life?
Oh,
What?
Minimal loss of life, maybe? We didn't count.
And really, if we all agree right now that all lives are in fact worth the same amount, and that, say, monarchs don't count for more when you kill them than the little people, which I think is also an important lesson that we learned. Only a couple of people died, and it probably wasn't that important.
We did. Yes, when I say we blew up part of a building, but I think it was fine. We didn't go check the rubble, but there was probably nobody dead there.
the future collateral damage we averted, though.
So
Exactly.
high.
Right.
There's no telling.
And really, children's lives are on the line. And if we're gonna put children on the scales there,
All right, Hog, enough.
wow, Hog.
Fact is,
You missed that, didn't you?
Oh, so much. It's so good to see you again.
now I'm here, okay?
Yeah.
We have something important to do. Now, we're still hurtling through space and time at random. Wouldn't it be good to get back control of our ship?
Absolutely.
I fully support that.
Right. Well, we have a lead.
Yeah.
Right? Apparently this guy, Jimmy Murphy, knows Pierce.
Jimmy Murphy. He sounds like a character.
Sure he is, if he knows Pierce. We gotta track him down.
Jim Pierce. What?
And of course, we don't know exactly where he is or what he looks like. But we'll figure that out when we get there.
We're running into this thing again where we just don't get intel before a mission.
Yeah, this is actually something Rosie said that you should be better informing us.
Did Rosie also give you a score? Because I feel like as our leader, our score reflects on you, but also your performance affects the way that we score. So I'm
Right.
just curious, what did Rosie have any?
And I'm quite certain
feedback?
I've made it clear that the unnecessary loss of life and destruction of property is kind of low on the things that would be good for any of our missions. Vector,
Yep.
Vector,
Yep.
Vector.
Hall.
Hedgehog, Your Majesty,
Fall.
Vector.
John Stone.
We're gonna find this Jimmy Murphy. Then we're gonna find Pierce. We're gonna
Yeah.
find out what the hell's been going on, why he abandoned us, how to get our ship working properly, and get back to the real missions we're supposed to be tending to instead of just jumping all around the place. Everybody on board with that?
I'm on board.
Sounds like an excellent course of action.
I feel like at this point we have no choice but to be on board since we can't stop the ship.
All right.
So about that intel. Were you going to start and I interrupted you? I'm sorry.
Well, usually now there's a cosmic voice in this narration. We figure out what's going on next.
That's one of the moms, right?
Possibly.
Okay.
And to the metapods you go.
There it is. That's the voice.
And you find yourselves struggling for control of these half-atars immediately. All 4 are CRT troopers. That's Crisis Response Team. Little more than jackbooted thugs employed by the mega corporations. They're simple, cruel, sociopathic, ruthless, and highly trained soldiers. You're currently flying over a vast sprawl of New City en route to a riot to suppress it. Neon lights, holographic signs, and vast building complexes stretch as far as the eye can see, which isn't very far with all the massive air pollution. The dystopian landscape is immediately depressing. How can anyone live like this, and why isn't someone doing something about it? Racing overhead, the air car rushes to the scene of this alleged riot. A food transport truck has been blockaded by civilian vehicles, with dozens of them surrounding the vehicle and demanding the driver turn over the food contained within. Your air car is one of 4 responding to the scene. Their orders: disperse the riot, using non-lethal means unless lethal are deemed necessary. Code in the CRT for hurt them bad but don't actively try to kill them. The rioters are obviously starving, armed with little more than tools or pieces of building. They represent very little threat at all. The other CRT troopers rush from their air cars, driving batons and wading in, sending rioters fleeing in terror. The few that attempt to stand their ground begin to be mercilessly beaten.
All right. So we don't have any leads yet on Jimmy. We'll have to keep our eyes open. I'll keep scanning, see what we can figure out. But right now, this place is getting really heavy. Apparently, some kind of riot is formed. This looks bad. And I guess we're part of it somehow.
We appear to be armed for violence.
I'm getting reports of somebody carrying soup for their family. Sounds like a weapon to me.
Probably not.
Probably. Soup can get very hot. We'll have to use excessive force. That doesn't...
All right.
This is a weird fellow.
Try to hold it together, Paul. Let's see what we can figure out. What are your orders, as far as what you know?
Well, we're to disperse the rioters we're to use our best judgment in dispersing them as to violence levels. Not too little, not too much.
Are we the baddies?
I mean, those people are breaking the law, and really they should expect this sort of... Pardon me. Yes, we're definitely baddies. I'm going to take these off. I look ridiculous in this.
No, keep them on. We need to blend in.
Ugh.
We need to find as much intel as we can. Find out who this Jimmy Murphy guy is. Maybe we can find out where he is too. Right now, just mingle. Don't shoot anybody. All right?
Okay.
Observe, mingle, see if we can gather some intel of our own. All right?
Righto, Chief.
2 of them rush by you. Those ones have clubs over there! And they wade into a group of these starving civilians and begin beating on them with their batons.
I'm going to pull out my baton. And I'm going to walk up next to the guys. And wild swing. Oh no!
Yes. What do you have for a fighting skill over there? You can use, of course, either character sheet as you're in the middle, but you're going to be at a -1 to either one.
D8.
All right, can I get a D8 and a D6 for fighting at a -1? That is going to be a 5, but because you have the drop on this fellow, as they are not expecting one of their associates in CRT to strike them, that is in fact going to hit them. What do you have listed for damage on the baton?
That is strength plus a D4.
And what's the strength on that officer you happen to be inhabiting?
A D8.
All right, so we're going to do a D8 and a D4, adding 4 to it on the baton. Now, are you striking to incapacitate or kill your opponent?
I guess incapacitate.
Kneecaps.
Okay.
I'm going for the elbows. Like, so he's getting ready to swing, and so I'm gonna go to swing too. And then, something jostled me, and I just smash into his elbow.
Well, with the 23, you smash that elbow completely, breaking the bone, even through the body armor, causing him to collapse, and he begins screaming horribly. Now, the other officers nearby didn't see you actually strike this individual, and they think that it came from the crowd. So several step back and draw sidearms now and begin to aim as though they're going to shoot members of the crowd.
Oh.
Yeah. I was hoping you didn't do that. All right, hold on. So how many cops are there?
There's 12 others besides yourselves.
12. Son of a...
11 now, with one of them screaming on the ground, writhing in pain.
All right. Which one of them is in charge of this group?
You're not 100% certain, but you have a little bit of access to your current avatar's mind, and you think that each 4-man team is somewhat independent, but responding to commands from a main office somewhere, who is also monitoring through body cams what you're doing.
Can I discern by their costume, their uniform, if like one of them is like a squad leader type thing?
It seems to you that most of their commands are coming from someone who's watching through the body cams, and that these are just, like yourselves, grunts, ground troops on the front line.
Okay. Can I act now?
Of course.
Okay, cool. So I grab Reigns by the collar, and I pull him behind me, and I say to the nearest guy who seems to be in charge, I say, hold on. It's better if we can subdue them all. Okay. It's better if we can subdue them all right? No arms yet. Only gas. And I try to use my persuasive skill. Wait, do I have persuasion? Yes, I do.
You
have
have persuasion. What do you have for a persuasion skill?
A 4.
A D4. Okay. I'll take a D4 and a D6 at a -1 because you're in the middle. As you attempt to persuade them to not
crap. I'm in the middle.
use maximum. Now, a
What if
4
4 is
isn't terrible.
Huh?
It isn't terrible. You might reach a few of these officers. Can I get you to roll
Wait.
11 6-sided dice for me?
Before she rolls that die,
Yes.
can I change my action?
You're a little late to the party,
She didn't
John.
roll yet. That means nothing happened. If she didn't roll, it didn't happen.
She did, though.
She did roll.
No, she didn't. Now she did.
These
See?
are their rolls to resist.
See, you're fine. Son of a... Jeez.
There's the
This
first
is
6.
so much of a-
So 2 of them so far, and then 5 more of those, please. Well, it looks like 4 of them are not going to really listen to you, but that does mean that 7 of them are going to keep with batons and stun weapons instead of drawing sidearms. But 4 of them are definitely going for their guns.
Going for the guns. Okay, they haven't started firing yet.
Not yet.
I'm gonna spend a penny to go full vector.
Going full pilot.
Done with this.
Yeah.
All right. Go for the guys with guns. Subdue them. We can stop this from happening. We can stop this.
Okay.
All right. I'd like to spend a penny too and go full Paul.
Going full Paul?
That feels good.
Okay.
Just subdue though, because if you start killing these guys, it's gonna get worse. So just subdue or try to talk them out of it or something that'll de-escalate it. If we attack them, it'll just get worse.
I'm
All right.
really feeling my Bradness. Really enjoying that. Really terrible person.
Too
but
much like a chat.
chewing.
Let's go to cards and see what happens. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Look at those. Anybody want to spend a penny for a different card?
Sure, why not? How many are in the store?
There are currently 5 in the store.
Ooh, 5 in the store.
If you want to spend one, you also, of course, have 3 of your own.
No, I don't want to spend one.
All right, not spending one. That means we're going to start with you. Vector Reigns in full pilot at the moment.
I'm gonna go to the closest 2 that have guns.
Mm-hmm.
And just be like, guys, look. If we discharge our firearms, we're not getting home for a while. The paperwork is going to be ridiculous. Just stick with your batons. If you gotta hit them in the legs, they'll go down. Makes it super easy. Maybe you aim a little high. Maybe you hit the knee. Trust me, suckers go down.
I'll take a persuasion roll from you, Vector.
That is a D6.
A D6 and a D6, no penalty because you're in the middle. Are you no longer in the middle? Do you want to keep that 3 and 1?
I do not, so I'm going to use my charismatic edge
And re-roll. All right, give it a re-roll. 1 free re-roll with charismatic. 2s are still not that great.
Oh, Betty!
A
This makes it
Betty.
re-roll again. A personal Betty.
Spending a personal betting, a re-roll again.
Oh.
Critical failure.
Yikes.
They, in fact, listen to your speech and begin laughing as they are convinced that you are telling a really great joke and that you're going to join them in drawing a gun and shooting people. And they just think that that is hysterical.
So, I've got a question though. Since this is like super corporate, I'm just wondering, do we have to pay for our own bullets? Do they charge us for those?
That is a great question. We'll talk about it in just a moment here as shooting is about to happen. As they're going to go next. So the 4 that had weapons or were reaching for weapons are going to begin firing into the crowd. If I can get 4 8-sided dice rolled for shooting tests. As they begin shooting into the crowd, 3 of them shoot rioters there, and we're going to be doing 2d6 plus 2 damage to each of those rioters.
Ooh.
Ooh, there is a wounded rioter. Give it 1 more. Oh, it's 2d6 plus 2, sorry. There is a slain rioter, and give me 1 more.
Like dead?
Dead.
Like
Oh, and that one aces.
No.
And 1 is a clean headshot. 2
Ooh.
rioters are killed. 1 is wounded.
I don't like this anymore.
A
I'm gonna
blow,
spend the
right?
money. I'm spending a penny. I don't like it anymore.
John Stone is up.
All right. Okay. How many are we dealing with now?
There are still 11 total, but 7 of them are still continuing with just using their batons and dispersing the crowd. 4 of them have drawn guns and are shooting.
Okay. So they're not paying attention to me. So, and I have multiple attacks. Do I not?
You could take multiple attacks. You'll be at a multi-action penalty, but you are incredibly skilled, so a multi-action penalty isn't such a big deal to you.
So, how many attacks do I have? 2
You
or
could
3?
make up to 3 actions.
Okay.
But that will be making a -4 penalty to those actions. But
Yeah.
some skills you are very, very good at.
Okay, here's what I want to do. I want to quickly go up to 3 different guys in a row.
Okay?
And I'm going to use my stun, but I'm going to do it surreptitiously. So what I'm going to do is, rather than shoot them from a distance, I'm going to go up to each one of them. I'm going to put it to the base of their skull so that it basically just shuts off the signals from their brain to their body, and it just shut down.
Going for 3 stuns. Because you're touching, that's going to be using your fighting skill rather than your shooting skill.
Which is totally fine because my fighting skill is 12 plus 2.
So you're going to be at 12 minus 2 for 3 different attacks. So that's going to be a 5. It's going to have the drop, so it's going to be successful on the first one. The second one, again, also with the drop, successful. And the third one, that one aces on the 6. Let's get another one in there. And also successful. All 3 of those, even with the penalty, are going to be successes. Now, what's the effect of your stunned weapon? What does it list down there on the damage? I believe it's a vigor roll.
What's a vigor roll or fall prone and incapacitated?
All right, so all three of those individuals get to roll a d8 for their vigor and try and resist stunning. And it looks like that, well, the drop is going to come into play, so one of them is going to resist the stunning effect and still manage to stay on his feet, but two of them fall to the ground, straight onto their faces. Perfect stun maneuver there, John.
Look good.
Well, I don't hate that.
On the ground. Now let's see what happens to them just yet. Princess Hedgehog, you're next.
Okay. Well, are there any close to me?
Oofer cow hashtag move everyone to avatar lol failure. Hashtag jam.
What?
You've got to play that again if you can louder because that's just so good. It's so good. It's so good.
Not a fan.
Oofer cow hashtag move everyone to avatar lol failure. Hashtag jam.
All right, you're all suddenly in full avatar now.
No!
Wow.
Why?
Wow.
It's gonna get really dark.
I guess Lumiere is
No.
against the people.
Yeah.
I guess.
This is about to get really twisted, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh.
Damn it. Okay, I got it.
So,
Got it.
We're Pinkertons.
now you get the chance to make an action, but in full avatar. Yeah.
God damn it, Lumiere! Okay, I guess is there anyone in the crowd that looks menacing and or is holding masonry?
Well, there's several folks, but what's really terrifying is three total of your fellow CRT officers are on the ground, and there's people around. What if someone grabs their sidearm? Oh, anything could happen there. I guess anyone close to any one of those prone individuals is probably a high-risk threat. I mean, they must have hurt that officer, otherwise they wouldn't be on the ground.
Yup. Okay, well, I'm gonna do my pals like a total solid, all right? And I'm gonna run up, and I am gonna collect their weapons for them, you know, for later, just in case a civilian happened to pick one of those up, because you know, any weapon that gets into a civilian hands is a weapon that could be used against us. So I'm just gonna collect those.
All right, I'm going to need an athletics test from you, and we're going to see how many of those you're going to be able to get to.
That's
within
a
your time.
6.
I'll take a D6 and a D6.
I could do the rope climb and gym class. It's easy.
Oh, 4 is going to be a success. So you're going to get to the two closest officers, which happen to be one with the broken arm and one of the ones that was stunned, and get a hold of their guns and get them out of any potential civilian hands.
Double the guns, baby.
All right, and then that's going to take us to you, Paul.
Oh boy.
Should I say Smith?
Let's see. Are there any towers of water bottles or pregnant women that are? This is really dark. I don't. I mean.
Yeah, Betty's man.
Yeah, I mean. I got it. I want to spend a personal Benny. I can't do it. I can't do
All
it.
right.
I can't do it. I wish I
Some
could.
morality, spending a personal Benny to move into the middle.
Yes.
All right, into the middle. You've got a little bit of control back. For a second there, you lost it, Paul, and
Yeah.
some really bad things were about to happen.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't like this world.
So I'm gonna observe the officers. So they've got comms. Do they have optics?
Not only do they have helmets with some built-in basic optics, they've got body cams on them as well.
Okay. Really? Okay. Well, so I'm going.
Not so that they can be held accountable, but so that people back in command can tell them other things to do.
That makes sense.
They are never released to the public under any circumstances.
Shocked.
So I would like to. So this is a corporate hellscape. So I would like to find. Let's do a quick Google search. The commercial that has caused the most epileptic fits in the past 200 years
Okay.
and tweak it a little bit, maybe add some Porygon in there, and I want to broadcast it to all the officers in the area.
Nice.
Well done. I'm going to require a multi-action from you to pull that one off.
Okay.
We're going to start with a common knowledge roll first.
All right.
Either
Common
sheet
knowledge.
is access to you, but you're going to be at -1 because you're in the middle.
Okay. Well, Paul's got an 8 in common knowledge.
All right, I'll take a D8 and a D6 at a -1. This is finding the right commercial. A 4 is a success.
Okay.
It's for a TriStar energy drink. It caused a whole bunch of seizures about 30 years ago in this
Okay.
particular dimension.
Mhm.
And then to get into their systems, I need a hacking roll.
Okay, hacking. That's going to be that's a D6. So
All right, a D6 and a D6, still at that -1,
Oh,
but both of
yeah.
them ace.
Dang.
Oh man!
Okay,
So
all
at
right.
11.
Get the heads, troll. This world is hard enough without succumbing to these avatars here. We're here to save the metaverse one mistake at a time. #Benny.
You guys just
Thank
got
you,
the
Mark.
score stacked with bennies for yourselves.
Benny.
There we are. That is great. And with both of those acing, even with the multi-action penalty and the half-atar penalty, or excuse me, the halfway between pilot and avatar penalty, you're going to be able to broadcast in there. All into their helmets. There are currently still on their feet 9 of these officers, so they're all going to make vigor rolls to see if they don't begin having a terrible reaction to this commercial. So I can get 9 8-sided dice rolled.
playing at a double speed, just looping it.
Yeah, it is horribly distracting if nothing else. All right, it looks like that we're going to have 2 of those guys were able to ace and get 9s. So they're going to be all right about it. Looks like we have 2 that have no effect, 2 that are only going to be distracted, and then the other 4 begin to suffer seizures
Okay.
and fall to the ground, flopping about, and no longer a danger to those around them. And Paul, you were the last person for the turn, but before we go into the next round of cards, the crowd takes a moment to react to these alleged rioters. And the one individual who has guns still that was on the ground, one of the members of the crowd draws their pistol and begins firing at CRT officers.
Oh, no.
So if I can get a D4 for a shooting roll, please.
That
Oh,
is
no!
This completely untrained individual firing at a D4 -2 manages to fire the perfect shot into a CRT officer for 3 D6 plus 2 damage because they got a raise. Wow. It's a great shot. One of those aces. And they shoot this CRT officer right in the head, dropping them in the middle of the street.
Is it one of us?
1-877 cars for kids. Cars for kids 1877 cars for kids. Donate your car today. #shout.
Definitely the most annoying commercial, I'll give you that. Oh man, so one of those officers that managed to be just fine from the seizure effect shrugs it off just to get shot in the head and killed immediately.
Oh no!
The ones that are seizing and on the ground and that are stunned, several members of the riot and mob around them begin beating on them with their clubs, stomping on them and kicking them, and violently causing them harm as quickly as possible. And we'll go into the next round of cards.
Does anybody have an umbrella?
Oh my!
Oh
I am quick, sir.
Yeah, you can't have a 3, can you? Let's see what you get.
Yes! Yes! Thank goodness!
Oh, not only do you get yourself and everybody on your team a Benny back, you can put anyone on your team in any position on the slider you want to. Do you want to put anybody anywhere?
Wait, we can go anywhere on the slider?
You can put any person on your team,
Just
any
one
one
person.
person, anywhere
Any
on
one
the
person?
slider.
Okay. You're midway.
I'm middle.
You're
Yeah.
both full avatar. All right. John Stone goes to full pilot. If you would not mind that, sir.
No problem. All right, you put John Stone into full pilot before something really horrible can happen. Well done. And now that we have, do you want to go first?
I
Because
do
you have
want
the
to go
Joker.
first.
Keep in mind, anything you do this turn, you get a +2 bonus to because you got the Joker.
All right. Well, Chad's at the helm here, so first thing. Oh no, my finger slipped. Turns off my body cam.
Chad.
Sup, bud?
Yeah, so here's the problem. Like, if you turn off your body cam, they, like, start fighting you for every minute that your body cam is off.
I only need a minute.
Yeah, okay, cool.
All
I
right.
support you, bro. I support you.
All right. So, where's our? These guys are getting wild. Where's our canisters? Where's our tear gas? Any
Well,
sort
you know,
of-
if you don't use batons, you're supposed to go straight to lethal methods.
Oh,
That's
no.
the training for CRT.
Oh no.
You
There's
gotta
no in
spend a
between.
penny. You gotta.
Oh no. In that case, I'm gonna use a Benny and go Avatar then. No tear gas then. All right. Any of the CRT still have their guns up?
Yeah.
How many?
One at the moment, but it looks like the others that are still okay, now that the civilian has started shooting, are definitely going to be going for their guns too. This is escalating very quickly.
Yikes.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the one that already has his gun out, and I'm gonna like, all right, back to back. I got your back, and then I'm gonna trip him.
Nice.
Just tripping him?
I mean, I'm hoping his gun's gonna come out of his hand. If I could trip him in a way that ensures his gun comes out of his hand.
You could try to disarm him. I mean, you can do almost anything, and you got that +2 Joker bonus. I mean,
That's true. I need to do it in a way that doesn't look like I'm helping. So, I mean,
So can you, like, accidentally trip and push him over?
yeah, that's my plan. It's like, oh, back to back. Oh no, I
Oh, I see.
stumbled
Yeah.
back. Or
I'm going to require a fighting test from you for that.
okay, and if I could end up with his gun, I guess
Oh,
that'd be
yeah.
great. I'm fine with that. All right, so fighting, and I am midway, so that is a
Either sheet.
D8.
All right, D8. It would be at -1, but you got the Joker, so it's actually at +1 to counteract that. And an 8 is quite the success. You are not only able to stumble into this individual and time it just right to knock the weapon out of their hands, but it pushes them a few steps forward and away from their gun, which you, of course, pick up as you don't want one of these civilians to take their gun from them.
I'm just helping.
Just being helpful. Right. Sure. All right, who's next on those initiative cards?
I think it might be you.
Pretty sure it's
I think it's me.
the baddies.
Yes, it is the remaining cops. Oh, the CRT troops. CRT troops, we've got still 3 of them that are going to begin to open fire into the crowd. If I can get 3 8-sided dice shooting tests as they open fire into the crowd. Oh man, one of those aces, and every single one of them hits, one with a raise. Let's do that raise first at 3d6 +2.
I don't like it.
Oh no!
Oh, and as
no.
a brutal shot, another civilian is shot through the head and killed. And then 2d6 +2 for the 2 other successful shots. Another civilian is wounded. And then one more. Oh,
Yeah, he's-
double ace there.
not-
He's fine.
And
though.
another
Yeah,
dead
weird.
one.
Yeah.
In just a few moments, we've had a couple of civilians on the ground, 1 dead CRT troop, and now 4 dead civilians in this
I feel
firefight.
like we should have had a trigger warning on this episode.
Yes, we probably should have had a trigger warning on this episode.
Yes.
Well, to be fair, I think if you're watching this, you'll probably see worse. Like real actual images of worse.
Hence the trigger warning.
Yeah, still trigger warning.
Yeah,
All right, that was them, and it looks like who's got that jack of hearts? I think
it's gonna
that's-
be me.
I think that's you.
I'm gonna spend some fucking bennies.
Spend
I'm
those.
spending bennies.
How many are you spending?
Yeah, I'm spending 2.
All right, are you spending from the store or from your personal stash?
I'll spend them from the store.
All right, 2 bennies from the store spent to go full
Benny
pilot.
store bennies. Yeah, that's
All right, all Hedgehog now. It's a lot more
Hedgehog.
comfortable with you being in the driver's
yeah.
seat.
I mean, yeah.
Jones is kind of a dick.
A total Brad. Okay. So, sorry, any Brads that I know. Except you had it coming and you know it. All right. Neat. How are these? Are there civilians that could benefit from some healing?
Oh yes, there's 2 injured civilians. They're badly hurt. On the
uh-huh.
ground, bleeding. They've been shot.
I would like. So here's what I'm thinking. I feel like this is the point where people start to panic and then they start to kettle people. And I would like to spend. Oh gosh, I really the penalties on doing as many things as I would like to do are probably pretty high. So I guess I will focus on healing the people rather than making them speedy.
Okay.
So, all right, we got a spell casting.
You're trying to heal both individuals?
Yes, I am.
Okay, that's going to be 2 different spell casting rolls.
Yes.
Multi-action penalty, but you have -2. What do you have for spell
I have
casting?
a 12.
All right, a D12 and a D6 at -2 for the first subject. Only going to be a 2 or a 0.
Gonna spend a Benny. It's gonna be a
All
personal
right.
one this time.
Personal Benny spent this time and get the exact same result.
I'll do it again.
1 more personal Benny spent.
These dice are broken.
And again, you fall short
Bleed.
of the mark. That is 2 of your personal bennies spent.
Another one.
All right, 3.
Another.
That leaves you with only 1, and only because there was a joker
Hey.
drawn by Vector over there. But that one aces, and even with the -2, that's going to be enough to heal a wound. You have healed the bullet wound from the first civilian. And give me the second healing attempt also at a D12 and a D6 at -2.
Leo, I'm watching you.
That's 6 aces again. And again, you heal them. You have now healed both wounded individuals. Unfortunately, you cannot heal the dead.
Which
Wait.
is really disappointing.
Are they dead or only mostly dead?
They're dead.
Because if they're mostly dead, that means they're partly alive.
We've had this conversation before.
Which means you can miracle them.
All right, that's going to be your turn, Princess Hedgehog. And that takes us to you, Paul.
Yeah. Let's see. How many CRT troopers are still active and standing?
3 are up and standing, and they look highly panicked.
Okay.
With so many of their fellows down, and so many armed civilians, it's no longer them in an overwhelming superiority, and so they now look afraid.
Yeah, that one civilian got a real good shot. So am I still, I hacked into their comms earlier. Do I still have access from there?
You do still have some access. In fact, there are currently seems to be incoming messages to them from command on those comms that you're kind of blocking from getting to them.
Gotcha. I'd like to edit the messages from command. They'll be more realistic that way than just, I was just going to send something whole cloth to them, so.
The current messages seem to be for them to withdraw to their air vehicles and disengage until support can arrive with an airstrike.
Oh, okay.
An airstrike. An airstrike.
Yes, drones have been deployed to airstrike the area.
Okay. Do they have like little smiley face arrows on them? Just out of curiosity.
Interesting.
Yeah, see, the irony is we really should get these civilians to disperse. So with that in mind, I mean, we should get those people out, and we should also, wait, we're also in uniform. I'm going to, with these things in mind, we can get these officers out. If I just unblock the messages, that's good. I would like to actually just, I'm speaking out of character. Paul is going to now bring it up for debate. So there's going to be an airstrike shortly. Orders are to disperse. us to disperse. We should get them out of here before this happens, though. Any ideas?
So either way, I think the cops out of there. So whether we get them out of there or they obey orders and disperse, that's a good thing either way. The drone strike, we can't stop that from, or can we?
You do.
From coming.
I
Either we
mean-
can take care of the drones when they arrive, or we can make an attempt to stop it from even happening, depending on how well we can hack into their system. But having access to their comms is a boon. Having access to the system is a boon. So I would think, number one, let them get their orders and retreat. That's a good thing. We can see if we can get deeper into their system and perhaps call off the airstrike. That would be optimal. If not, we can try to hijack the drones when they get there. 'Cause if you can hack and I can hack, then we might be able to do that. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you're talking to me.
Yeah.
I have a potential way to get the civilians to disperse, which is Beast Friend. So maybe I could convince a bunch of rats to chase them. Like, nobody sticks around when there are rats. Police, pigs, absolutely. Rats, no.
Just saying, they're here for the food, right?
Yeah.
Let's
Rats?
just give them the food.
Can you just...
yeah.
Let's just
No,
Take-
they're gonna stay. They're gonna stay
Why?
with the food.
No,
It's in
they're
a
gonna
truck, isn't it?
run.
Yeah, and they're gonna.
So-
but I mean, they're gonna go into the truck and try to get the stuff. If the attack comes while they're getting the stuff, they're gonna get attacked anyway.
divide and conquer. You guys handle the drones. We'll get this truck out of here, and just they'll follow it like a Pied Piper.
Well, let me ask you this: do you have the ability to cast illusions?
No.
Okay.
We have enough delusions here.
That's a fact.
I've never needed.
I was
You
gonna
have
say-
I've
enough
never needed
delusions here.
glamorous. I'm already beautiful.
I was gonna say if you could summon something more intimidating than rats, like a dinosaur or something.
I mean, that'd be cool. But also, we
Or
could just
tiger.
drive the food truck away.
Then they can't catch it.
Slowly, slowly.
They'll disperse.
Like an ice cream truck.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then we can be like throwing bags out the back.
Do you not
I'm
remember
here
when
for
you were a
this.
kid, John?
Was John ever a kid?
I don't know. Do you remember when you were a little Mac?
It could work. How many people are here, by the way?
There's probably close to 50 or 60.
There's one truck, like an 18-wheeler type, full of stuff.
It's more like a box truck, but it's a little bigger.
Okay. 50 people, that might work.
I
Okay.
say let's do it and see what happens.
Well, Paul, they've told you what they have in mind. What are you going to be doing?
Oh,
still
yeah,
your
it's
turn.
still my turn.
We're
yeah.
still on the cards.
I'm going to... Yeah, we're not going to be able to pull off the truck, and anything with the truck until on-ground reinforcements are out. So I'm going to let the messages through, let them go, and we can just have this area to ourselves for a little while. That's allowing something to go through. Is that even necessarily an
Nope,
action, though?
you're not
Okay.
making an action by
yeah.
simply not starting the block. You still
Gotcha.
have an action to take.
Actually, heck, control of comms. Let's get them to get some do some good for us. Yeah, I'm going to edit the messages actually altogether.
Okay.
Orders are now to distribute the food and escort people to their homes, or like just distribute the food and
Yes,
get them
but
out.
then they know where people live. They probably already know
Yeah.
where
The
everyone
people
lives.
trust them escorting their homes.
To help unload the truck.
All right, orders are now to unload the truck. I'm going to need a hacking.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so it's going to be a D6 and a D6 at -1. Both of those
Wow.
8s.
Hey.
Wow.
Dang.
And an 8 is a success with the raise. You edit the messages, and not only do you let the ones you wanted through, you've now given the remaining officers orders to distribute the food in the truck.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right, who's next on the initiative cards there? Let's take a peek one more time. It looks like we're going to finish out with yourself. John, you're up before we go into the next cards.
Okay, so the cops are distributing food. I want to see how deep that system can be hacked into, because I'm looking for something specific.
All right.
So I'm going to start hacking and see where the rabbit hole goes.
All right, what is your hacking score over
12
there?
plus 2.
A D12 and a D6 plus 2 on that, coming from John Stone. Expert in all things computer related.
Ooh,
Ooh, that
All right.
aces. And we're going to get a 10 out of that. You are able to get pretty deep into this police system. There are all kinds of subroutines here that you can access. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for 2 things, actually.
All right.
One, I'm going to see if I can call off the airstrike. And the other thing, I'm going to see if their database has any information, images of Jimmy Murphy.
All right, we'll start with the first one. While you don't believe that you can call off this airstrike because while they're drones, they're being remotely piloted. They are receiving their tactical information through the network, and you could alter the coordinates if you wish to, so they were no longer coming to this location
Cool.
to do their airstrike.
Where is
where's
the-
head?
Are we near water anywhere?
Yeah, there is a very unpleasant body of water about 100 meters from here.
Yes.
Cool. So I reroute them all to be over the water.
All right, they're going to blow up some sewage.
Fantastic.
Shitty.
And yeah, you are able not only to, with the 10, you get some decent progress into the system. There are, of course, numerous individuals with the name of Jimmy or James Murphy. But you are able to, disengage all the ones that are of certain ages, whether too young or too old, and narrow it down to one particularly strong potential subject.
Jim Murph.
One, Jimmy Murphy, who apparently is currently wanted. It is believed they're in the ruins of Old City. There is more than one warrant for this person's arrest. Apparently they're part of an organized and active resistance and rebellion against the corporate entities, and are believed to be leading some form of gang or small army outside in the ruins of Old City, staging raids against corporate assets. Considered armed and dangerous.
So that hacking and the finding of information, that was one action?
That was an action.
Okay. So, for my second action, the civilian that shot the cop, is he still around? Can I see them anywhere?
Oh yeah, though they clearly have a gun in their hand.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to them. I'm gonna grab the gun and them, and I'm gonna talk to them.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say to them, look, you've been caught on camera killing a cop. Now, you can either pay for that crime, or I can let you go if you can tell me who, and I show a picture of Jimmy. Do you know anything about this guy?
Dang.
Give me a persuasion roll. What do you got for persuasion?
Uh,
Or intimidation. I'll take either.
My intimidation isn't as high as you would think, considering I'm a badass of cyberpunk. It's only 4.
All right, but it's still okay. Which one are you gonna go with?
They're both 4.
But which one are you going with? It's important.
Okay, I will go with Persuasion.
All right. If I get a D4 and a D6, that 4 aces, and aces again, and aces again. You are incredibly smooth and persuasive, John. You get right through to this person who immediately releases the gun. I've seen him on TV before.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the guy out in Old City.
Old City. Okay.
Useful.
Do you know who he rolls with?
Well, the news says he has a gang.
What gang?
I don't know. Says he has his own gang.
In Old City. Is there anything else?
I've always seen him on the news. He's always on the news.
Always on the news.
Stealing food or blowing up corporate places.
All right. You got nothing else for me?
No, I don't know anything else.
All right, fine. Look. Like I said, you've been caught on camera shooting a cop. You need to get out of town. You need to stay underground. You need to get invisible as fast as possible. All right? I'm telling you this for your own good. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I'll go. You'll never see me again, I promise.
That's it. I know. Old Town, huh?
All right,
Old
guys.
City.
Well done.
Old City.
Having pushed things to the limit there, you're able to get these remaining cops who begin unloading the truck, because that's what they think their orders are. The drones are now diverted. It seems like you've managed to quell this riot in a very unique fashion, and there's only been minimal loss of life. A couple of civilians and a couple of police have been killed or injured.
As soon
It
as
is,
I can,
in
I turn
fact,
my
too.
body cam back on. Oh, some sort of glitch here. Oh, weird.
And you got yourself some information there, John.
I'll lead anyway. Yeah, I mean, we know what he looks like. We know he rolls with a gang. We know he's in Old City. Hangs out there anyway. So we can start there.
And what you know from the mind of your avatar and accessing them, that Old City is on the edges of New City. It's ruins that were destroyed in the last major warfare. And CRT doesn't go there in like less than company strength when they go out there, usually with tank and drone support when they go out there. It is a war zone, considered a place where only the most desperate or terrible individuals go. Completely without resources, without any form of oversight.
Well, you're terrible, and she's desperate, so we are fitting right in. No? Okay.
Hold up. For half a second.
Oh boy.
Yeah, me and my buds used to go there, like, on dares and shit when high school. So I feel fine about it. So yeah, pick up a 6-pack and roll into Old City. It's gonna be great. I hate myself.
Why do I feel like we should crush Natty Ice?
Yeah.
What's that?
Drinking alcohol leads to more crime. You don't want to do that to your body. It's bad for you. Sorry, I had a moment too. That was weird.
If everybody's done with their moments,
Mhm.
we have to go find this guy. Old City, right?
Yeah, you got yourself an air car here still,
Air car.
Yeah.
So we have an air
Go
car?
driving.
Well,
Nice
No,
black and
because
white CRT.
Let's
air
do
car.
it.
Old City, Old City. Here's the deal. We're gonna go to Old City, but we're gonna stop on the outskirts of Old City and then hoof it the rest of the way, because surely they're gonna see this cop car coming from miles away, and they're gonna probably shoot at it. So let's kind of work our way in.
Cop uniforms?
Well, yeah, but they'll detect us later than they would detect the flying vehicle.
All right.
All right, you begin moving the air car in. The closer you get to Old City, you begin to be repeatedly contacted by High Command, trying to check on your status, wondering to know why you were headed towards Old City, and then one of them attempts to remotely take control of the car.
Oh,
No,
Yeah,
that's not.
so you want to go ahead and give me your piloting roll there, Vector, since you've got the wheel?
D8.
All right, a D8 and a D6 from Vector at the wheel.
Who's full avatar right now? You are,
Yeah.
and you are
Middle.
You're middle. Okay, so you're just.
I'm just a bucket of sunshine in a terrible world.
Someone's trying to take control, guys. This is
6, you're able to keep it mostly on course, but it's begin jerking like it's trying to turn, and you start to move erratically, and it kind of throws you off for just enough of a moment that you're not paying attention to all the little readouts before you realize that there's been a lock-on, and that's when you feel the missile strike hit the CRT car.
What?
Wait.
What?
I would have picked up on that coming. What?
Rude.
Well, let me guess. It was cloaked missile. Go ahead.
too busy.
What's happening?
You're too busy dealing with these two. And the missile strikes the CRT car, sending it into a spin. I'm going to do one more piloting check from you to try and land it without killing everyone on board.
I'm gonna do that. Can I actually soak that?
You could try to soak
Okay,
it.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to soak that with one of my.
Using one of your bennies. And why
Okay.
can you soak damage on a vehicle exactly?
I'm an ace. I ignore
Okay.
2 points of penalties to any boating, driving, or piloting skill, and I can spend bennies to soak damage for any vehicle that I control.
All right, I'll take an 8-sided dice roll to try and soak.
I'm gonna use
Because in another
shop
life
Benny.
alone-
to 3. I'm going to re-roll with a shop Benny.
Yeah.
All right, spending another shot, Benny, to try and do better than a 3.
Okay.
And you get a 3.
I'll use a personal Benny this time.
Last one in there. Let's see, maybe.
All right.
7. All right, that's pretty substantial. That's going to help in that piloting role for me. I'm still going to need one from you to prevent the crash, but it's not going to be as difficult now as the air car was not as catastrophically damaged as you initially thought.
Cool. So that is still a D8.
All right, a D8 and a D6. Let's see if you can manage to. With a 5, you manage to land as opposed to crash. It's more of a controlled descent, but still bouncing a little bit and landing on the edge of some buildings that are right on that edge, that border between Old City and the New City. What you might consider like the unpleasant parts of the city, very rarely patrolled by CRT or anyone like it.
You're welcome. Somebody want to contact them and let them know?
Good job, whatever your name is currently. Robinson.
Chad. Come on now.
Good job,
Williams.
Robinson.
Will Williams.
So, can I take a moment to hack the transponder in the vehicle and that are undoubtedly on our persons?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'm going to need that hacking roll from you, which is a D12 plus 2?
12 plus 2.
D12 plus 2 and a D6.
Can you just tell it we all died?
That's going to be a 6. That's a success. What do you want to do with it?
If I tell them that we were all blown up, then they might come and investigate.
Yeah, never mind.
If I just
They're
make them
gonna
think that we're
investigate
heading
either way.
in the opposite direction, then
Oh.
they'll go in the opposite direction while we go this way, and then even if they come back to the side of the crash, we'll be long gone.
Wonderfully well planned, huh? So, John, you kind of shift the information around, and they believe that you're now headed back into the heart of New City, or perhaps to headquarters itself.
180 degrees in the other direction.
And it's when you finish that hacking attempt that your 360-degree radar and sonar outside of the vehicle picks up multiple approaching individuals.
Couldn't have been that easy. What individuals? He didn't say cops. He said
He didn't say
individuals.
vehicles either.
Individuals.
Individuals.
Interfission.
This is a CRT cruiser. They usually have good weapons, right?
Not only do you have your sidearms, but there are rifles on board.
I'm gonna
And
take.
I have extra. I sold them.
Yeah, I have a sidearm too extra.
Yay!
Okay, 2 sidearms.
How far away are they?
They're closing rapidly, probably 30 meters or less.
So that I can probably see them from there.
Well, you're still inside the cruiser, so that limits your visibility.
Oh, it's a totally. For some reason, I thought it was like an open air.
No, it is completely enclosed.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't get. I thought we had a.
So does it have like a telescope thing?
Well, usually it has
Where's
image
the-
projection all the way around to give you 360 view, but after the crash, most of those systems went offline.
Can I pop my head up out of the TC hatch or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I do that so I can take a look and see who is approaching.
And Jim surprises you with another missile strike.
No missiles, no.
Shot
But
to the head.
Oh.
using cover and moving rather effectively, moving in and essentially a full circle around the vehicle are a group of individuals. There's no real uniform to them. They seem to be in patchwork armor, patchwork clothing, with various weapons. And they've got them pointed at the vehicle. None of them are opening fire yet,
Okay.
but they're moving in. You think one of them saw you.
Okay. Maybe. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. What's your avatar's name again?
Brad.
Smith.
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 Brad Jones.
Wait, are you Smith or you Smith?
I'm Smith.
You could both be Smith, actually.
It's true.
They
We're all
could quite
Smith.
easily. I mean, they're
Yeah.
fairly interchangeable.
All right, Brad, we're gonna play this undercover because I realize that you're still Avatar, so you
yeah.
don't even know what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're gonna play this undercover,
Yeah,
okay?
I got this.
We're gonna try to blend in, act like we're one of them.
Uh-huh.
All right?
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Okay.
Got it down from command. Told us to come
Great.
over here and investigate what's going on
Uh-huh.
out here. All right.
Uh-huh.
So
I'm really invested in saying and I'm not listening that much, but yes.
yeah. So undercover. So take off your uniform. Undercover, right? This is talking big.
Indecent.
We're talking big time promotion. You might even make detective if you do this, right? Maybe even SWAT. Huh? You like that? SWAT action gets all the babes. Babes love scars, right? Come on, there's that smile I know. You're with us, huh?
Yeah,
All
that's gonna be
right.
great.
All right, so let's play along, buddy, and then we'll get brewskis afterwards.
Oh, 100% Violet. I misheard.
Oh, you're 100 pilot?
Yeah, I was really confused. I was like,
I asked if you Avatar, you said.
I misheard you, and I was just like, what are you trying to do?
yeah, I was like, why is?
What?
Don't you want me
I'm
to
gonna like swap
Princess
like
Hedgehog?
somebody's gonna teach me how to shoot a gun?
No, God, no, never.
Moments of confusion are left.
Okay. My thinking was that she was the only one that didn't know what we're trying to do here.
I know,
But
we're
you're-
good.
okay.
We're good, I got you.
All right, fair enough. Good.
But I really enjoyed being talked to like that. That was super great. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna take off my cop shirt. I'm gonna turn it inside out.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Well,
like tie it up,
would
give a
lead
little
to
bit of that
that. Yeah,
midriff.
Let's decopify, or else they're going to shoot us
Alright.
on sight.
They
Okay.
continued to close, but have stopped at about 10 meters out, John, in a complete circle around the vehicle.
I'm gonna duct tape a gun to my back.
one. Yes, you
You're
have
going to
to.
duct tape a gun to your back.
Yeah, I'm gonna claim this shit.
Mhm.
That's not fine.
I'm definitely, can I pop my head out and be like, we stole one! We got one!
You go for it.
Sweet. I'm gonna pop my head out of the top and I'm gonna be like, check it! We totally stole a thing!
Yes, your inside-out shirt, your buzz cut, your complete clean-cut image, it really fools them. Drop the guns, Corpo scum, or die like dogs!
Could Corpo scum do this? I say, and then I fly.
You want to fly?
All
I want to fly.
Okay.
You gonna fly?
Spellcasting roll, D12 and a D6, please.
I don't believe stealth was in this mission.
No, it
so
wasn't.
we're
Nobody told me to be stealthy. It's not gonna happen.
Gonna ace that one, and our best, both of them are 10, so it's a success with the race. You fly right out of the hatch. They're still all definitely pointing guns to you. Got some kind of an anti-grab belt. Down on the ground, Corpo scum! This is your last warning!
So this is going super well.
All right, let's go. Let them. There are 30 of them. We can't fight them because they're not the enemy. Even if you overpower them, it'd just be bad. Let's just. Hopefully, it'll take us to Jimmy. Hopefully.
Fine. I'm gonna float down to the ground, put my hands in the air, and be like, man,
If they would have
if
killed
I
us,
looked
they would have
like
shot already.
me, you would all be on my side because I'm adorable. Except,
Buzz cut, clean cut, yeah.
Listen here,
look,
Brad.
man, if I look like myself right now, like, you would all be on my side. I am adorable.
The funny thing is, you just look like Paris Hilton doing that.
The rest of you, out of the vehicle!
Make sure my jacket's on.
Hi James, the first feel like dare still making it too easy. Half-atars are a pain in the butt. Hashtag static shock.
Lumiere.
Yeah, well, up yours, Lumi.
Oh,
We love
thank
you, Lumiere.
Static Shock. So
A little
I
bit.
love it. All right.
All right.
Oh.
So my jacket's on, but I got my sweet McLean gun taped there. When I come out,
All right, out of the
We
vehicle,
surrender.
hands up. They move in. A couple of them do. The rest still keep their distance. They pull the pistols and batons from your belt. And several of them go inside the vehicle and grab the rifles and guns. And they start hustling you out into the ruins of Old City, keeping a careful watch around you and guns pointed at you. Several of them make comments about how it would just be better to shoot you and set the car on fire and leave your bodies there. But one of them keeps repeating that they've got orders. And after a while, they bring you to a building that's still kind of standing, but most of it's destroyed. And inside and into the basement, where you might call it a lair, but it really just, it's some beds on the floor and a fire pit set up where people can boil whatever it is that they manage to drink and eat in these parts of the place. And it's bad. The pollution's bad. The toxic waste is everywhere. This is a really shitty place to live in. No one would probably choose to live here. And there's an individual down there attending to the fire, and his face exactly matches the one from that file you have on that Jimmy Murphy character.
Oh man, it was so much easier to find you than I thought it would be. I mean, sorry, go ahead.
What you was doing out here?
He's the one in charge.
For you, all the way far from home like this?
Yeah.
When I seen you coming on the radar, I knew something was up.
Yep.
What's going on?
So, clearly, if this was some kind of hit or some kind of stakeout, we wouldn't send just 4 of us all by our lonesome into this area. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, that, and yeah, I can see the little ghosty images over all of your bodies. He's all metapilots.
Makes us a lot simpler.
Oh, well, in that case,
Yes.
that take the camera and just crush a man. Well, now we can drop all pretenses. You and Jimmy Murphy, right?
I might be.
Jimmy,
Old pal, old buddy, old Jim.
we know Pierce.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So are we.
exactly. So that you know that we have probably been screwed by him like you have, huh?
Here and there. Sometimes it comes through.
Yeah, sometimes.
He got my brother killed.
Well,
So.
My brother was a no good bastard though, so it's kind of a wash.
But so is Pierce, so.
fair enough.
Misery
Fair enough.
loves company?
Look, we don't have any issue with you. We just want to find Pierce.
He's hard to find.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I might be able to help you out with that.
Yeah.
But seeing as, I got 4 honest to goodness metapilots here with CRT bodies. Maybe you help me, I help you, huh?
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Fair enough. When-
Great. So, how about a prison break? You got the DNA in the bodies. You could get past security at the pit, drive a prison transport in. Me and my boys can unload. We break who we need to out of the prison. I tell you what you need to know.
Wait, we've fallen for this before. Who are you breaking out of the prison?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
About 100 of my fellow freedom fighters.
That sounds real good on paper, but like...
Have you taken a look around this place? These people
yeah,
are
it
being
really
oppressed.
sucks.
Well, here's the thing. We just got here. I need to know that the guys you're talking about aren't people that are as bad as the CRT. All right? We don't know who they are.
Fair enough. Well, I won't say they're good guys because I'd be lying. They kill us. But they're here to kill CRT. They're here to bring down the corporations. They're here to liberate the people. And they're loyal to me. And that's why I'm here. I ain't from here neither.
Where are you from?
Lots of places.
Look, back and forth shootouts with CRT just gonna end up with more and more dead, right? Isn't
Not
there
if I get the right people out. These are the ones I need. These are my tech guys. I get my tech guys back. We can
got
change the
tech
world.
guys?
You got your
We get
nerds
tech
arrested?
guys? Yeah, how'd you
What do
get
you
the
think
nerds arrested?
CRT prioritizes arrests on?
That makes sense. Nerds are dangerous.
Okay, now you're
Guys
talking.
with guns are just guys with guns. But guys who can fight back against the system from inside of it, those are real threats. I need my guys back. Gotta turn this fight around.
Just out of curiosity, did any of the heads of these corporations build a rocket to go into space, spending millions that could have gone to benefit the people?
They've done a lot worse than that, but oh yeah. Half of them live in space.
Oh yeah, let's take this down. Let's go. Let's
So
get these
you're in
guys.
charge, and he's scummy, but you're in charge. But you should probably do it.
in charge of us how to control this guy.
I know.
And I'll give you a free tidbit for free since, we're being honest with you.
Two
Pierce
bucks.
was here not long ago. The rest, though, you're going to have to do the prison break to find out.
I vote we do it.
I don't see a good reason not to.
Oh, is this a democracy? I vote yes. I vote yes.
This is not a
Come on,
metocracy.
Stone.
This is a metatorship.
Come on, Stone.
Taters.
Taters, precious?
Mm.
Taters?
Guys, alright, look. We're gonna go with him. However, here's the thing, okay? We don't need him making matters worse, alright? So if any of his guys act like they're the, shoot now, ask questions later types, they're not the ones we're gonna be supporting, alright? He wants hackers, give him hackers. Right?
So we're gonna walk into the prison and go, which one of y'all is the nerds?
Well, we can discern more or less, especially between the two of us, Paul and I, who actually is the kind that actually will hack and who are the kind that's just gonna blow up stuff.
I can tell those ones. The shoot first act, that's me.
I'm just saying, are you gonna ask people whether or not they have a degree or a master's in something?
That's really
Because that
classist.
seems really
No.
class. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we're not here. We're fighting the classists. We are not here to enforce the classists.
We're also
or
not here to be
classism.
manipulated by this guy. We don't know nothing about him. We could be.
I don't know. I really
that's,
like his accent. It's cute.
Yeah, it's kind of adorable.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, we could be helping somebody that's just as bad. We don't know this guy. We don't know anything about him. We literally just met him.
We know he knows Pierce, which
Yes.
means he's a scumbag. We know that.
Right. That's what
No
I'm saying.
offense, Jimmy.
No, we're having a
None
sidebar.
taken.
We're having a
Oh no,
sidebar.
I
don't-
specifically
he doesn't-
look over and tell him, scumbag.
So I'm just
None
saying.
taken.
I'm just saying. While working with this guy, keep your eyes open. Hog, you keep your ears open. Get it? Your ears, because you have giant freaking ears.
Oh really?
Yeah, they're huge.
Oh my god.
Keep
I
your
never
robot
knew
parts
this.
going,
Yeah,
okay?
I definitely will be. All right.
Yeah,
Tell me about your
tiny
rock
people.
senses.
They're acute.
Sure.
Mhm.
I'm sure you're in tune with seismic activity. So. Of
You could
course.
say
That
that.
seems mineralist.
He's
You don't know.
He's in touch with the earth.
We're all touching the earth.
Yeah, but he's.
I'm not always touching the earth though.
That's fair.
Enough with the dirty talk.
All right.
So,
So-
Jimmy, what can you give us besides
He-
information? I don't care about the information. If
What
we're
do you
gonna break
mean?
in,
Will
we're
they
gonna
give you the
need a
information
rig.
you're looking for?
No, I mean like a rig, some weapons to break people out.
Oh, it's easy. We got ourselves a transport truck. You're just gonna have to drive it past all the drones, the gun turrets, the tanks, the security checkpoints. We get inside. You get the control room open. We got it from there.
Solid.
Oh yeah, super easy.
Yeah.
So easy. That's
You're-
we do this in our sleep usually with Dronomox.
Yeah,
He's really good at
we hide in the
infiltrating
back.
stuff, but-
We'll be the prisoners being transported. They won't even look inside. You've got CRT uniforms. It'll be perfect.
Classic.
So, Jimmy, you got a deal. I'm just telling you. I just have a feeling this is going to be more complex than you think it is. Just call it a hunch.
We'll cross that when we get to it.
Yeah, we will.
I don't know. It's
Dibs
already
on driving.
7:30, so
Then let's go.
All right.
And you load up into this prison transport truck. Jimmy, with 30 of his men climbing into the back of it, and the 4 of you getting into the cab in your beautiful polished CRT uniforms.
Now, are they in the back?
I still have midriff showing though. Mine's still tied up.
Oh, they are armed to the teeth in the back.
Well, but I mean, are they at least trying to look like they're prisoners? So
It's enclosed, so it's not visible from the outside. Someone would have to open the door and look within.
that's what I'm afraid of.
Yep. If they do, that's going to be very obvious they're not prisoners.
All right, fair enough. All right, so we drive there. You driving?
Drive.
I'm scanning. I'm just scanning for any kind of chatter, any kind of weapons, alarms. I'm just
You get a
standing
fair
scared.
amount of chatter fairly quickly as you close with the pit, which is a maximum security facility. All of the roadways have automated turrets mounted on them. There's occasional guard posts and even drone vehicles flying overhead, a few parked hover tanks.
I'm playing the Eagles on the radio.
A couple of times you have to stop at little checkpoints before a gate opens. They look in the cab and see the four of you and just wave you through. Get a little comm chatter, transport coming in. And closer you get to this massive, ominous-looking building. And right before the front of it, there is a major gatehouse where they stop at, and an individual comes out of the gatehouse and walks up to the truck really confused. We're not scheduled for anything today.
I know.
What are you guys doing here?
This is those lowlifes that started the riot earlier. So we're just
We did
We're
a
just
little bit of
delivering,
the
man.
off the clock bonus time. We thought, you know,
Oh, we're going for the bonus.
Yeah.
Make a persuasion roll from you, Mr.
we're
Vance.
big fans of the Punishers, so
That's a
we
D6.
thought we'd do some vigilante stuff.
All right,
really
2
understand
six-sided
those.
dice.
We don't really understand it.
6 aces. And becomes an 11. You talk your way past the guard. Oh, I get the bonus money, man. I get it, the bonus money. Go on through. Open the gate.
thanks, sir.
And a klaxon goes off as the gates slide open and you drive the truck inside. And they close up behind you.
Drive.
So I'm actively scanning also for just weaknesses in the system where I could possibly hack into some stuff and get some info, or just look for.
Well, it's a
backdoors
pretty
and stuff.
secure system. You think you could probably get in fairly easily. I mean, you might be one of the best hackers in any dimension.
Cool. I'll do that while he's driving. Just looking for stuff to hack.
All right, give me a hacking roll. We got a D12 and a D6, adding 2 to the result. 6 aces. Aces again.
Dang.
Aces,
Oh,
yeah,
you made
again.
all.
What is this?
Oh, man.
That's going to be a total of 27. What do you want to know, Johnstone? Because you have access to every single system and subroutine with this entire prison.
How do we open every door, including the
So I'm
prisoners?
gonna take note of all of the higher ups, the people in charge. Names on them. Wait, this is a prison?
It is a prison.
Okay.
It is a maximum security prison.
I'm looking. Okay. Well, I want to see if I can find any dirty administrators. So I'm gonna look for anything that shouldn't be. Like weird accounts.
Oh,
That
they're
might
definitely
be-
fudging the numbers
So
here.
I'm gonna look for that kind of stuff. I'm gonna look for complaints that have been filed but not acted on.
Thousands.
Keyword search nerd.
I am gonna look up personnel that are the hacktivists, the nerds, and that kind of stuff, and try to separate them from guys that are just bad for the sake of being bad.
It seems the primary occupants of this prison are what you might refer to as political prisoners who engaged in cyber crimes.
Okay.
There is a special hall for the really horribly violent criminals. Most of them seem to be in for something called cyber psychosis.
Cyber psychosis.
And so I'm gonna rapidly go through the file to see what their definition of cyber psychosis is.
Apparently, if too many cybernetic modifications can cause a lasting effect on the human brain, and they break down and begin to engage in violent behavior uncontrollably.
Oh,
Okay.
so
happened to Johnstone.
So I
oh my god,
cross
that makes
section.
so much sense.
It's all the ads.
All right. So I.
He's nothing
I
but malware.
so I take note of all the prisoners, which cells they're in, and which ones are the ones that would be really dangerous to let go, and which ones are.
Yeah, all
the
those ones
that
for
would-
cyber psychosis seem to be held in their own particular wing, which is also where there's inexplicably in a prison an entire research laboratory, a corporate research laboratory, right near that wing.
Oh no.
Okay, so I want to know what they've been researching.
They've been experimenting on cybernetically,
Uh,
or in an
Oh.
attempt to remotely control them, like puppets.
No.
Okay. So,
It's bad. It's like Captain America
Wanna
got
find
jacked
other
up
stuff?
the cyborg.
Any other useful stuff? Any other just incriminating stuff?
They definitely forge a lot of documents here to get some extra
I
payouts.
can download all that stuff too.
Passwords.
And I'm gonna drop a spike in the system.
Okay. You accomplish all of that in probably less than half a minute because you might be the most talented hacker across all dimensions.
Especially
And I
when you're
aced
6
6 times in a
explodes.
row.
Yeah.
But the only thing you really can't do is directly open cells, as those are all manually controlled from the control room. But you have been able to, open every door between here and the motor pool all the way to the control room if you want to.
And planted a looping visual for the
All the
video
cameras,
system
yeah.
so they don't see anything. Okay.
Inside the prison facility seems to have a rather skeleton crew of guards, the majority of whom are not carrying weapons beyond the motor pool point. In fact, weapons are forbidden beyond the motor pool point because they don't want any prisoner to get their hands on them.
Right. Basically.
Because the
Corrections.
weapon left on the road. Okay.
But you've got yourself an easy way in here now that you've parked the vehicle.
Fantastic. So I have maps to all of the cells. Know who's in which cells. We're gonna go. We're gonna go try to release those cyber psychosis people, so they can't get experimented on anymore. So let's go find them because they're the.
I thought we weren't
Well,
releasing potentially dangerous.
well, but they've been they were experimented on. Is that what it was?
Seems they're being experimented on.
That
It's
doesn't-
active.
Right. So we're gonna go
Release
stop
all
that.
the activists.
So we're gonna go stop that right off. Well, actually, I can probably do it remotely. I just hack the system. I can stop it, right? I don't need to go there physically.
You could do a lot of things to it. You could, shut down power to that section. You could do all kinds of things. You just couldn't manually open the cells, that's all.
Okay. Are they in cells or in a lab? They're
There might be some in the lab currently. If there are, you can't really tell for sure. But you can definitely tell that lab was put there so that they have access to those individuals.
all right. For the sake of time, let's split up.
Okay.
Guys, down to split up.
Always.
Okay.
Not with you.
Yo.
Done.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You can get to releasing. I'll. We have comms, it's our own internal
Yes.
comms. Right? Okay, so I'll send you information on all the cells and how to release
Sweet.
kind of stuff.
Time for Reigns and the Princess.
Do you want to come with me, Paul, and see this, what they've been doing, maybe you can learn something, how to reverse engineer what they've been doing to these people?
That actually sounds very interesting.
All right. So Paul and I will go to where the cyberpsychosis people are being, experimented on,
Okay?
and those two will go.
And we're gonna go find the nerds.
Now, typically they're waiting for you to just park so that they can offload your prisoners, and then you drive right back out. But as you have parked, the two guards approach the rear of the truck and open it up so they can get the prisoners out, and are promptly both shot by the occupants inside of it.
At that point, that's when book it.
Yep.
Make us fast, girl.
Oh heck yeah. Alright. I'm gonna cast some speed.
All right, give me a spellcasting roll, a d12
It's a
and a
12.
d6.
Berber? Berber? Come on.
Oh,
12 aces.
Oh!
And becomes a
Okay.
25.
Oh,
That's
man.
definitely a success with the raise. That means not only is the pace doubled for whoever you cast that on, the first 2 points of multi-action penalty don't count.
Hey.
Nice.
Alright, it's
Nice.
gonna be me and Vector.
And off you head towards the control room, if I'm
Yeah.
right. The
Yeah.
two of you are heading towards the lab, correct?
Yes.
Okay. We'll go with the lab team first and get that through. You guys make your way through several of these hallways. You pass several checkpoints because you've looped cameras and been able to open doors. It is quite simply a walk in the park almost for you. I mean, you have no challenges ahead of you because you did such a marvelous job getting into all their security systems. They probably have no idea that you're walking through these halls right now. And you are able to reach the lab completely unmolested. It is occupied currently. There are several scientists. They have individuals strapped to tables and are cutting into them, hooking computer systems up to them. There are several more individuals that have clearly been completely dissected.
No! Ooh.
Okay.
I'm really glad we didn't go this way.
It's rather graphic. It's definitely very scientific, Paul. I mean,
Yeah.
they're being very, very thorough. They probably have a lot of information recorded and stored here.
Does any of this tech look? I mean, it's back. It's behind.
It's
right?
behind you. I mean, it's to the
behind,
point
yeah.
where cybernetics, I mean, are still causing serious flaws in
Mhm.
human psychology. I mean,
Yeah.
even John Stone's cybernetics are leaps and bounds beyond that.
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, these poor bastards they're truly suffering.
Mhm.
And it seems from most of them, what you've been able to look at from the files John Stone accessed is most of them were injured in warfare or injured in the line of duty and were replaced with cybernetic parts for their injuries. And this eventually caused serious side effects to them. And while they're partially looking for how could we have this not happen, they're vastly more interested in, well, now we have psycho killer meat puppets. What if we can just control them and they're no longer free willed?
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
It's not germane to the scope of the mission, but if we release all of these people, these cyber psychotics are not going to get the help that they need.
True.
I could take some time with them. I might be able to help.
Right. Maybe we could affect something. If any of them, do any of them have like implants in their heads?
Most of
they're
them
like-
seem to be linked to items in their heads so they
Okay.
can have a neural response.
So we might actually be able to find some way to at least help their mental state by reprogramming them, so to speak.
No.
Well, how many human scientists are in this room?
There's currently 4 working, and they kind of look up as you come in, but you're wearing CRT uniforms, so they kind of just go back to what they're doing.
Doesn't matter. Well, we haven't had a chance to just really whip somebody's ass yet in this.
Not just
mission.
yet, yeah.
And seeing as how the cameras aren't going to alert anybody, let's have a little fun here.
I agree.
Yikes. Yikes. Yikes on bikes.
Which one would you like to start?
After you, sir.
Yeah, let's see. I'd like to get the fire alarm system, fire suppressors going, just localized in this room. Streams of CO2 / gases, reducing visibility, coating them, setting them up for, a surprise, that they would be unable to deal with.
All right, give me a hacking roll. It's going to be a D6, correct?
Yes.
You're going to get a +2 bonus because John Stone's previous access has given you the 7 is a definite success. You're able to set off the fire suppression system. And it gets a slight panic as they immediately begin looking for the fire and shouting about their work and scrambling about, running around the room. John?
Was there a plan you had for the?
Oh, no, I just wanted, well, it was partly to reduce their visibility, blind them potentially if they're in, directly under them, create a little panic, maybe even just get them out of the room,
And then right now I'm just looking around.
Well, there's a bit of a panic going on. I mean, the fire suppression system is going off and covering their work, their
Okay.
subjects, their computers themselves.
So I call out, CRT, come to the sound of my voice.
And they begin heading your way immediately, John.
Cool.
Walking right towards you, running in some cases. What's going on? What's going on?
And I throat punch him.
What's your fighting score, John?
12 plus 2.
All right, a D12 +2, and you've got the drop. So, that definitely hits, and with a raise. So that's going to be, what's your strength, John?
My strength is 12 plus 2.
All right, so I need a D12, a D8, and a D6, all +2 rolled for damage. So 22 damage.
Lord.
You crush the throat of the scientist, killing him instantly.
I didn't want to have to do that. I had to get out of my system.
Mm.
But that was one action, and there are 4 of them total?
Yes.
Okay. So what happens after I do that? The other one's still coming, or did they?
Now we're going to go into cards for you two.
Okay.
Got that?
So
Oh, man.
ignore the ones going for. Oh, but you get yourself a joker there, John Z. Do you want to move anybody on the spider anywhere?
Including these two? Do I need to? Does anybody need to be moved?
I'm full
I mean,
pilot.
I wouldn't mind going full pilot if, yeah.
Do we get bennies even though we're not there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet!
You know what I'm gonna do right the heck now? Because I definitely wasted some PowerPoints there on flying. Is I'm gonna convert a Benny.
To PowerPoints.
Yes, please.
And you're going to put Paul in full pilot?
Yes.
All right, and
Thank
you
you.
will get to act before anyone else does with that joker, and anything you do this turn gets a +2 bonus to it.
All right. So the next one,
There are
Nice.
3 scientists remaining.
fantastic. Grab this one, like this. And I just pick him up and I just stare into his soul. And I say, I'm thinking about an experiment right now.
And he's kind
Exactly
of turned off.
how many pounds of pressure will it take to crush your face?
And he's less turned on.
Would you like to find out?
Droplets of something warm begin to sprinkle on your boots.
Ooh.
And
It's not blood.
It's not blood.
I throw him against the wall. I don't want to kill him, but I throw him
Okay.
across the lab against the wall.
That's going to be athletics. What have you got for athletics?
12 plus 3.
All right, and a +2 joker bonus means that's D12 +5 as you throw him across the room. Oh yeah, he hits hard. You're pretty sure you didn't kill him, but you think you broke some ribs, maybe fractured a few other bones. And he's laying there motionless, unconscious on the ground. There are still 2 scientists remaining.
Is that the end of my turn?
It can be.
I'll end it.
Okay.
Are there any prosthetics or
Oh yes.
pieces of implants, things that they're working on the tables?
Oh yeah. From the dissected subjects.
Okay, I want to pick up something.
Oh no.
It's not going to really damage or really hurt them, but something that they wouldn't want to have, necessarily implanted. And I'm just gonna grab one of them. One of those things on the
Okay.
table. I'm not sure what's present on the table. I just want something kind of weird. A weird prosthetic or implant.
There's a lung implant you grab. It's pretty weird.
Okay, like an external lung?
Yeah.
Wild. Okay, I'm gonna pick it up and approach one of the scientists.
A puddle begins to spread at his feet.
There's a principle in science. You never experiment on anyone with anything you wouldn't be willing to put on yourself.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not a real thing.
It's a personal principle. And I started advancing toward the scientist. I just want to spook him. I mean, if he doesn't move, I will.
He's continuing to back up
Okay.
until he hits a wall.
So here's the question:
And I start singing, "Give me an iron lung!
No.
Give me an iron lung! Oh!"
How much confidence do you have in this piece of work? Because it looks kind of shoddy.
I didn't design it. I didn't make it.
But you were gonna put it in people, yeah?
Well, I took it. I took it out of a person.
Oh,
Is
well,
that better?
maybe.
Did he need it?
Anyway, you should go.
And he makes a break for the door. Has to come dangerously close to John Stone along the way. Like shuffles against equipment to stay as far out of way as he can, and then makes a break for it, running down the hallway full speed.
Is there still another scientist in there?
He's trying to do the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, this one will be interrogating.
Oh.
He's kind of in the baseball pickle stuck between you and John Stone with nowhere really to run.
So, you're the lucky one. Because you get to have a conversation with my friend and I. I want to know what you've done to them, and I want to know what can be undone to them.
we're just trying to find a workable solution for cyber psychosis.
Really?
Well, the Phoenix program is a workable solution. They would become a functional member of society again. They just wouldn't have any real say in what they do anymore. But they'd be functional rather than being forced to be in prison or going on murder sprees.
Would they be a productive member?
I assume I already have the schematics and the plans and all the data that they've gathered and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay. What's your name, scientist?
Crease? Dr. Crease.
Spell Crease.
Kreese.
That's what I thought. and then I karate chop him.
I mean, I kind of like it.
Let me guess. You were hired here because you were the best around, huh?
I'm a lead researcher in my field, yes.
And when you do your experiments, you strike hard, don't you? You strike fast. You show no mercy.
I'm methodical. What does mercy have to do with scientific experiments?
I'm gonna let my friend here enlighten you.
Mm-hmm.
While you talk to them or whatever you're gonna do to them,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over to and see who is the one that's in most need of attention, like who's going to die soon and needs help.
They're all in pretty bad shape on these tables, the ones that are still living, but they're also under serious psychiatric strain and psychological damage from all the procedures that were done on them even before they found their way in this lab.
I want to see if I can hack one of their, one of their implants and see if there might be some kind of reprogramming, so to speak, some electroshock therapy maybe in the right part of the cerebral cortex that might be able to undo some of the damage and stabilize them in some way.
All right, while you're doing that, what are you doing with this remaining scientist?
Yeah, at the top of the sesh, we were briefed that being in these non-avatar bodies for too long could be harmful. So I'm feeling the press of time. I'm just going to very quickly, by Paul standards, give this fella a talking to about ethics in science.
So 5 hours later.
So about 5 hours later, I'm just gonna get him out of here. I don't feel like I need much from him.
Okay.
Yeah,
You shovel him out.
I'm gonna shovel him up. Yep.
John, you find some fundamental flaws.
Like
and-
ground.
Oh, as the guy walks out, though, I catch him by the collar, and I turn him around, and I say, "First, do no harm,"
Oh, yeah.
and then I throw him out into the hall.
Nice.
Well done, John. You find there's some fundamental flaws in the design of the cybernetics that they even use on this world, the way that they interact with the human brain. That's where the
First
problem
of all,
all
it's a
this
subscription service.
cyber psychosis comes from, is that it's fundamentally flawed. It's not dealing with the human nervous system as the complex entity as it is. It's dealing with it like it's a machine.
Right.
It doesn't adapt to individuals. It's simply a general purpose.
Well, so their experiments. Okay, so cyberpsychosis.
That's where you find most of it, right there is the cause of it. You find why they have cyberpsychosis at all. It's completely preventable.
Okay.
They probably haven't, experienced what you have with cybernetics and haven't reached that point yet, but it doesn't even look like they're trying to reach that point. They've just accepted cyberpsychosis as an issue that they have to deal with and have moved on to after that solutions.
Okay. So I'm gonna try something. This doesn't make sense, but that's all right. Fine. It kind of does. Since I do have experience with a kind of psychosis, being that I've had people in my head.
Oh yes, multiple individuals.
My fusion of essence and brain and machine has created a symbiotic relationship between my cybernetic parts and my human parts. And there's been a passing back and forth of code, so to speak, where there's been stuff fed to my brain and stuff from my brain fed to my system. And I'm going to use the machine learning of my system to teach their cybernetics to cope with the psychosis.
You're going to make a cure.
Yes. I'm going to
In so
basically
many words.
lend their computer the experience of my computers, so that their computers can teach
You're
their
gonna
brain
overwrite
how to
their
deal with
software?
being, to deal with what's happening.
Okay. Now I'm gonna let you choose which skill you think is appropriate.
I'm gonna say it's hacking.
All right, you're going to hack their system, so I'm going to need that D12 and that D6 from John Stone, adding 2 to the final result. And both ace.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
And a 22. You are able to go into several of these systems, and not only are you able to create this code that is a learning code, but you believe you have created it in such a fashion that, like a virus, it might very well spread.
Very well. Cool.
Meanwhile, the two of you have reached the control room.
Cool.
What's the...
There are 4 individuals in that control room. Most of them are watching monitors very closely and have their backs to you as you come into the room. As everything on their system has been fed loops, they have no reason to be alarmed at all.
Have it.
I think so.
After you're done, whoever's standing, chop.
Perfect. All right, so I'm just gonna like sneak up. How close are they to each other?
Oh, fairly close. They're all in the control room.
So I'm just gonna like havoc to the back of the skull.
All right, spellcasting of D12 and a D6 as Havoc goes off.
No.
No.
Do you want to spend a Benny?
Of course I want to spend a penny.
Spending a Benny. Do you
I'm
want
doing
to spend
it
another
again.
Benny?
And we're into store bennies now, I'm afraid.
Store Benny with a 4 is a success.
Okay.
All right, the 4 of them get to make D6 rolls to try and resist that Havoc. So 4 6-sided dice, please. Oh, and it's not going to work out for any of the 4 of them. They are slammed into their tables. If you can roll 2 4-sided dice for damage for me inflicted upon them, I would appreciate it. 5 is going to be enough to get a shaken result on all of them. They are no longer sitting at their stations. They're kind of strewn about the floor or over the top of their stations or on each other in a pile. None of them are unconscious or dead yet, but all of them are hurting. Mr. Raines?
I have a voice in my head saying that I need to teabag them now. Does anybody know what that means?
Something reddish. I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right.
Pull out 2 pistols.
Yes, are we shooting all 4 of them?
No. Just walking up. We're gonna open all the doors. You're gonna lay there, sit there. I don't care. That's what's gonna happen. If you make a move, I shoot you. If you raise an alarm, I shoot you. So you guys don't get paid enough to do anything, right? So just chill.
Oh, okay.
You're all gonna have great lumps on your head tomorrow, and you can just say you got knocked out.
Yeah.
With that, Jimmy Murphy enters the control room with a couple more of his guys. Great work. Great work. Now, time to open up some doors.
Open
and
them
as
all,
we
Jimmy.
agreed, I will tell you what I know.
Oh man, we're definitely the people to give sensitive information to.
So,
What?
here's how it goes. Pierce was here about a month ago. He was looking for a place to go where he could hide, where nobody could find him. So years ago, when he worked
The
with my brother,
DMV.
not a bad place, but you just get lost there. It's not hiding. It's not the same thing. So years ago, when he was working with my brother, they stole a treasure trove from some old wizard. Or that was what my brother told me the story. Whatever. One of the items in this treasure trove
Wizard?
was a backpack with an extra dimensional space in it. You understand an extra dimensional space, right? Now, the space inside of this backpack was its own entire dimension. See, it's like a hideout you could only get to from the backpack. It's only like a locked off little dimension, right?
I want.
And Pierce wanted to know where the backpack was, so I told him. Now, the thing is that the backpack is it's in this place, this dimension. That's just a wasteland. There ain't like nothing there. So I don't know how you're gonna get there or how you're gonna find him. I don't know how he's gonna get there, but hell, I don't know how he showed up here. The guy just popped up out of nowhere.
It's a good question.
So whatever you gotta do, that's what you gotta do. You know.
Okay, so where's this wasteland?
Oh well, yeah. You got one of them computers, right? Let me transfer some coordinates to you. You can give it to your boss.
And where's
Oh.
Jimmy? Please.
Oh, he was the boss. I didn't know. I thought the other guy was. He acted like it. You better keep him in line.
I'm working on it. But about the rest of the trove?
It's still probably there. You know.
In the wasteland?
Yeah. Well, you know that they was always robbing stuff, but they never kept anything. Most of the time, they gave it away.
What is this? Okay. Well,
You know, Pierce was never about making his pockets bigger. He just liked the adventure or whatever it was. So I don't know what the hell he was always up to.
I mean,
Making life difficult for other people.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
all right. So we got the coordinates.
Got
We got
coordinates.
what he was looking for.
We got treasure.
I don't know how you're gonna get there, but hey, that's your problem to figure out.
Yeah. It's
Oh
our
yeah,
problem.
and one more thing.
What's up?
And then you don't even hear what happens, but you feel pain in the back of your head for a brief sensation, and then the two of you are back in your metabots.
Did he kill us?
John, you just got indicators that both Vector Reigns and Princess Hedgehog are no longer in their halfway avatars, or even in this dimension. They're back in their metapods.
And we throw open the metapods and we go, treasure?
Well, looks like we couldn't trust Jimmy all the way after all. Not entirely surprised, gotta say.
I'm pretty sure you called it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh well.
We need to confirm that we got the information that we need.
Yeah.
Or / get the information. Perhaps we should confront Jimmy?
Yeah, I have a feeling he's gone, but
Hmm.
we'll see. I jump into the system, see if I can find his whereabouts. Because he couldn't, if it just happened, he couldn't have gotten too far.
Still in the control room, opening numerous doors inside the prison facility.
All right. Let's get there post haste.
All right, there are all kinds of klaxons going off as you make your way through the facility as doors are forced open manually from the control room. And by the time you get to the control room, it is very much unoccupied. There are 2 dead bodies in the control room, though.
Brad and Chad?
Hmm.
Jones and Williams are dead and on the ground, single bullet wounds to the back of the head.
And Jimmy,
Not inside the control room.
okay. Can I surveil the area and find any sign of him?
Yeah. What's your notice again? It's like a D12 plus 1.
Indeed, yes.
Hey, D12 plus 1, please. You don't see any sign of him right away looking, but you do happen to get under one of the monitors looking around for signs, just as you see an explosive device go from 1 to 0 and detonate.
Charming.
Really? I couldn't detect. I hacked this entire realm.
Yes,
I couldn't
but
detect a bomb.
Must have been
The
it.
prison
couldn't
didn't
hear
set
it.
the bomb. Jimmy
I
Murphy
couldn't
did.
hear it.
And you find yourselves back in your metapods, having just experienced the feeling of death in your avatars.
That was rough.
I did not care for that at all.
That was very interesting.
Vector,
So,
you let him get a drop on you?
how are you back here? Did you sign out?
Well, that was a bomb, but he actually, in person, shot you guys.
You wonder why we don't listen to you when you ask us questions like that? You could have just said, hey, Vector, what happened to you? Hey, Hog, how are you feeling? But instead you come at me with this kind of anger.
Oh, you also want a hug?
Yeah, that was really traumatic.
It was.
Want me to pat you on the head?
No, that's just Like, I'm not a
Maybe we'll just keep our
Did you at
information
least
to
get the data
ourselves.
from him?
Yeah.
Oh, now you're interested in what happened. Oh, that's so interesting.
So if you don't want our ship to keep bouncing all over the
I don't.
metaverse, you
I really
probably
don't.
should share it with us because that's kind of our shared fate right now. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you
Vector, sideline.
Go on.
Y'all can't hear us. All right. So we're gonna give them the coordinates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And we're gonna tell them about the bag, right?
Yep.
We're not gonna tell them about the treasure, though.
There is no other treasure. I want to tell Jonah myself.
Oh yeah, we can tell Jonah Moss for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So here's the coordinates. And there's some sort of bag.
Yeah, that has like a pocket dimension in it.
Yeah.
And that's where
Some sort of wasteland. That's what
like
Pierce was
that's where
looking for.
Pierce is in. Maybe like Pierce might have crawled into the bag. What happens to the bag if the bag gets destroyed? No. Follow up. Different. Not what I meant. What happens to the pocket dimension if the bag gets destroyed? Does Pierce get
I
destroyed?
don't know
Can we
about the
destroy Pierce? No. Bad idea.
treasure, isn't there?
Yeah, the bag.
Yeah.
With a pocket dimension.
Right, and a Pierce.
He's not really a treasure.
Yes, but
Can always-
catching him, priceless.
Can always
True.
tell when you've been talking about treasure.
I do have a glint in my eye.
Let me
See,
see.
it's like little dollar signs.
There
I-
are actual dollar signs.
I
It's
can't hide it.
fascinating.
I'm sorry.
We'll need to test this in the future.
Find me more treasure, and I think we could do that.
Okay.
Hey, now all you guys have to do is figure out how to get to an inaccessible wasteland dimension, find a magic backpack, get inside of it, then track down Pierce inside of a hidden dimension. Not a big deal, right? Hey, we'll see you guys next week for more of The Reliables. That's the end of this episode. Make sure you check out The Reliables website, Reliables Twitter, Zoe Game Night on Thursdays. And hey, next week, someone else is going to be sitting in this chair, and it's not going to be me.
It's gonna be me! Nope,
We'll
that's
see
not
you then.
true.
Bye.
Bye-bye.